They're in a great city.
Great city.
It is a great city. I mean, for up in that area, that's a great city. I mean, you talk to anybody up there, and they talk about what a great city Spokane is. They've got a major airport, so you get kids in and out of there, and they're kind of in an area that's not that really wasn't recruited until kind of recently. I mean, people didn't recruit Portland and Seattle. Now they've started to a little bit recently, and then they've done a great job with their foreign connection. So they've.
Seems like it's kind of the same story, like New York, St. John's, and D.C., Georgetown. I mean, they all seem to have the same profile.
Yeah, Fitz kind of started it, and then Fitz kind of got into a little bit of stuff, and then Muntz took over and kind of took it to kind of another level, and then Fewey's done a great job with it. I mean, he's been, and I think the other thing they've had a lot of stability there. They've got an unbelievable fan base. I mean, a terrific fan base. And and I think in a lot of ways, when they started, they had that little place, and they were able to sell it out every game, and then when they moved into the other, I think the whole thing continued because it became the thing to do. But I think they're the winner thing to do in Spokane, and then you got Coach Munson after he retired at Oregon State, I think it was. Was it Oregon or Oregon State? I think it was. He comes back to Spokane. Judd leaves Michigan State. Who would ever thought Judd would go back to Spokane? Judd's there at every game. I'm sure, just having John Stockton grow up and go to school there didn't hurt him any. But I think they've got the profile of really what it takes to be able to get something like that going. Now, obviously, everybody doesn't do it, but they have the resources to be able to go and do that.
Well, but there are a lot of schools, like Xavier, that are in the same situation.
But they don't have the same thing. They have a metropolitan area. They have a recruiting base. They have a major airport. They have those things. You can't overlook what a major airport does for you. And so now you can take those Canadian kids and fly them directly into Spokane. It's not like flying them in and I don't mean in a bad way, but like Manhattan, Kansas, because I'm familiar with that. They have 2 directs now, but they had no directs before.
So we can look for Huggins to be asking for a major airport here in the near future.
Well, I think it would benefit all of us if we had one, but probably not in the cards.
Coach, about a third of the way through the regular season so far, how would you assess the first third of the start to the season for you guys?
I think we've gotten better. I think we've gotten a whole lot better over the 9 games that we've played. Obviously we, maybe a game or two that we look back on and say we should have, could have won. We didn't. But I think a lot of that's youth. A lot of that's youth and inexperience. We lose to Wisconsin, who plays all veterans. We lose to Missouri, who basically plays all veterans. In the Virginia Tech game, we just didn't. Can't miss 9 free throws and 16 layups and win. And I'm sorry about that. And that's been a problem. What I thought would be one of our strengths really hasn't been the free throw shooting part of it.
How about this current Gonzaga team? They got obviously a real strong backcourt, Dower down low, but the perimeter shooting, just to talk about what they bring to the table this year.
Well, they're good. They're a typical Gonzaga team. They've got 3 really good perimeter guys in Pangos and Stockton and Bell. Bell's had a terrific career, I think, because Pangos has been so good. Bell's been overlooked, but he's had a terrific career. They've done a good job of bringing in transfers that kind of fit and fit their needs. They've done a great job with foreign guys. They've got however many they've got now, 3 or 4 probably on the team. So it's a typical Gonzaga team, and Huey does a great job coaching them. Well, historically they have. They've historically played a very good non-conference schedule to make sure that their strength of schedule was relevant, after their conference schedule. I think that's changed a little bit now in them changing conferences, but historically they've done that. I don't know, I read Frank's comments before the Missouri game when he said we were tough and physical and defensive oriented, and Frank hadn't watched tape yet when he made those statements. No, we're a whole lot different.
That's defensively, but offensively, still motion around and stuff like that. But is it just because of who you have that things are different, or is it different?
I can't remember, Mike, the last time we didn't have anybody that we couldn't throw it close to. When I first got here, we had Joe, who we could throw it close to. Day really was very good in there. We did, we obviously moved him around, but when we needed a basket, you go back and look at the Georgetown game and the Big East championship game, we throw it the day on the block a couple times. And Dennis came in and made some shots. So we just don't. I haven't had a team where we haven't had a guy that you could kind of stop the bleeding by throwing it close.
Potentially, do you have one? You tried some stuff with Devin a couple of games. You tried to get him going, but something you move away from, you keep going to.
No, I think Devin eventually will get there. He's not there yet, but I think eventually he'll get there.
How do you feel about the young guys, the freshmen or first year players, how they're coming along?
Well, they're getting better. I mean, you watch them practice. I think their understanding of how to play gets better. It's just there's a lot of things thrown at them. We did a poor job in transition defense. That it seems you can't emphasize everything. When you have 2 days to prepare for every game. So I think the things that we've really emphasized, they've done a better job at, and the things that you think maybe you can get away with not emphasizing, that comes back and bites us. But we're getting better. I watch them every day, and there's a lot of years you watch and you say, are we getting any better? Because these guys, I think to a large degree, because they had so far to go, they just knew nothing coming in, that you can see them getting better every day.